I am a common man from Kolkata. I am so common that in my locality, people will be knowing with my face, not by my name. So what am I doing here? I am here to share a story. A story that will make you think, and rethink about yourself and the world you look around. I am Hardick Bavishi. I am a practicing chartered accountant, a author, and an entrepreneur. Human resource is the most resilient creation of God. We evolve over time, we transform, and humans can face any problem that comes in their life. Each creature transforms with time to survive. The fittest survives, but that fittest does not only mean the physical fitness, it also means the flexibility. The flexibility comes from a very strong mindset, a mindset that is ready to implement the change and move forward with it. Now, let me share a small example of how I could transform myself and my mindset. Back in the year 2005, I was a teenager. I had a teenager mindset, having big dreams to have a big business and so and so. But suddenly I had a fever, and fever struck me for about 8 to 10 days. After that, the fever was not receding and I got hospitalized. On getting hospitalized, the doctor diagnosed that I was suffering from dengue and an acute renal failure. That means a kidney failure. I had lost both of my kidneys and doctor had suggested hemodialysis at that moment. But one of the doctors was very optimistic and he said this is a case of acute renal failure, so it might also recover. So he waited for another 3 to 4 days and the kidney functioning recovered to 10%, though 90% functioning was lost. So he says, okay, we can avoid dialysis, but it is to come in very near future. I was unaware what was happening, what that disease was about. I did not know anything about it. But with time, I came to know what had struck me. When I came to know about the reality, the restrictions, the health issues, for example, if you have a kidney failure, you are restricted to 500 ml water a day. That includes everything. You cannot have more than 2 grams of sodium. You cannot have any food that you want to eat. You cannot have oil, you cannot have any ghee or any fatty substances that go into your body. That was okay. So I was totally devastated. I was seeing my friends, they are going to the college, they are roaming around, they are having fun, but I was unable to do anything of it. I was just restricted to my home. And I was feeling that life has come to a stop over here. I was having a fixed mindset. A fixed mindset is that I was looking at the problem at its face value. I was not trying to rediscover that how can I make this and also an opportunity to come forward from here. At that moment, my parents, especially my father, motivated me that even in this problem, it can give an opportunity that's to study. So he told me to focus on study. So taking his advice, I started doing CA. So I started doing CA. I was very feeble, so I was not able to move around freely. So still I was having that confidence, okay, what I'm doing, let's put 100% in that. But God has some more plans. It was in the year 2008 that my mother fainted. She was also hospitalized and she had a sugar more than 700 and she also lost both of her kidneys. Now at that moment, there were 2 kidney failure patients in the same family and my father got bankrupted just facing the expenses of our medications. In 2010, I got a brain stroke and finally I had to come down on hemodialysis because my kidneys had stopped working totally and the urea was very high. It crossed 300, the creatinine crossed 13 points and it was very difficult to survive. I was very critical and dialysis started. In the year 2011, luckily I got a kidney transplant. But this was the next chapter of my life. I thought, no, the problems will end here, but that was not the same. In 2011, I was preparing for my CA finals. Due to the financial condition of my father, I was unable to go for tuitions or anything. So I used to buy second-hand books and do self-study. In the year 2011, just before the final exams, I lost my vision in both of the eyes. It was just 2 months before the examinations. So I just went to the doctor and the doctor said to me, you are having cataract in both of the eyes. This is a side effect of the steroids that are you on because of the kidney transplant operation. So I couldn't clear the C in the first attempt. But I tried my best because I was so determined that I wanted to achieve what I thought, what I dreamt of. I used to study 20 hours a day with the books in my hand, standing on the bed under the light, because when you have a cataract, the more the light reflects on the object and comes into your eyes, you are able to recognize the characters. So I used to study 20 to 22 hours a day. And finally, without any support, I cleared the CA finals in 2011 in the November. Okay. As soon as I cleared, I was selected in a public sector undertaking. So I had a dream life of a government job. And this was the one aspect of my professional career. Then after that, for over a decade, I had a good experience in the field of taxation, in the field of accounting. But the medications that I was on started having their side effects. Each time there was a secondary cataract in the eye, I had to go for continuous secondary cataract surgeries, lasers for every year. There were multiple fractures and everything was going upside down. But still, that did not deter me from achieving what I wanted to achieve in my life. In 2018, I lost my mother. My mother succumbed to kidney failure. But her last words were that, beta, don't lose your life focusing on yourself only. That everyone does. Make your life useful by serving the people. God will not come down directly. He will come through a medium. As I and your Papa were there for you, make sure you are there for the people who are there in distress. So this made me rethink, what am I doing in my life? So finally, I resigned from my government job and started my own practice. Then there was another story of COVID. As soon as I dropped the resignation, the COVID came in. And in the next 6 months, I finished all my money paying salaries to the staff. The gratuity that I received, I finished paying it to my staff. And finally, I also got bankrupted. But still, I was very determined to again flourish. Within a span of 4 years, I again flourished and I became stable and brought down all my experiences in a book. And I published a book. So now, what I have just shared this story, not to ignite emotions among the audience, but to ignite a thought. If I, with 14 years on immunosuppressants and steroids, if I, with over 13 surgeries, if I, after having 15 to 20 tablets daily, you won't believe there is not a single day I don't have an issue. One day there is a high blood pressure, one day there is a high sugar, one day there is high cholesterol, one day there is a migraine. Even I'm speaking to you all, I'm having a high migraine. My right side is paining very much. But still, that does not deter me from what I want to do in my life. If I can do so, then you all can do miracles in your life. So, after all, everyone has their own set of responsibilities, own set of struggles to face. But we all have limited time. You have to do your set of responsibilities, and also you have to achieve what you want to achieve in your life. You cannot procrastinate, because if you think your problem will be solved tomorrow, life always gives you with another problem. So tomorrow you will have 2 problems to solve instead of 1 problem. So you will never have the apt resources, apt support, or apt confidence. But you have to move forward with whatever you have right now, and you have to grow. So you need to transform to reform to inspire. Because if you don't reform yourself, you deform yourself. Thank you.